Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, Senior News Editor with Retail Insider. Joining me today is Sarah Steele, who is Senior Director of Small Business Product for Visa Canada. Thanks for joining us today, Sarah.
It's a real pleasure, Mario. Thanks very much for having me. I'm delighted to be here.
Well, I'm curious about a survey that Visa Canada put out recently on a number of things. First thing I want to chat about is the concern among consumers about inflation. 87% are concerned about everything from the rising cost of gasoline to groceries and you name it. And 82% there's a degree of uncertainty out there. Can you give me a sense of what the survey is telling us by these numbers?
Yeah, I mean, so that survey, certainly you're quoting some really important concerns that consumers are facing. I think when you flip it around and think about how small businesses are doing in that same environment, there's a lot to unpack there as well. So inflation, higher taxes, all of these things place additional pressures on Canadian small businesses, in addition to funding, which is always a recurring challenge. And so what we see, we have a small business pulse report that we produce to get a sense of what some of these challenges that businesses are facing. And, we hear a variety of things. So navigating new challenges like inflation and economic uncertainty, ongoing funding challenges. And then I'll mention specifically that we hear that female-owned small businesses specifically are struggling a little bit more. So when we ask them things like, how much growth are you projecting for 2022? They're projecting lower growth than average. So only projecting 2.5% growth compared to 6% for businesses overall. And that they also remain less profitable. So only 62% compared to 70% overall. So, these are really important things for us to think about in terms of how we can support small businesses and then, female-owned small businesses specifically.
Let's talk a little bit about the challenges the female business owners, small business owners face. In your survey, it found that 8 in 10 women kind of feel it's important right now that they need the funding in the next year or so. 42% do not have full funding for the next for their business for the next 6 months. Maybe can we talk first of all a little bit about maybe the why behind it? Why are we seeing that challenge, particularly for small business owners who are females?
Yeah, it's Mario, it's something that we've seen in the past. It's a consistent theme that funding seems to be more of a challenge for women-owned businesses. What we've heard in past surveys is that sometimes women-owned businesses are just less likely to ask for funding. They're much more likely to self-fund, so use their own funding in order to get their business up and running or growing. And so there's some, systemic issues that we need to address, and we need to, support female-owned businesses in potentially even more than what we do today.
Okay. Now, I understand that Visa Canada and I Fund Women have come together and launched the She's Next grant program. Can you talk a little bit about that and what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm really thrilled to announce that Visa Canada just announced our 4th round of the She's Next grant program to support women entrepreneurs across Canada. So you're right, we partner with an organization called I Fund Women, and we provide these grants of $10,000 each. We award 10 grants, but in partnership with the grant funding, we also package that with award-winning coaching and mentorship, because what we found is that in order for businesses to get to the next level, sometimes they don't have all the tools and resources and even the know-how or the how to, to actually invest and make the changes they need to grow their business. So the coaching piece is really critical. And one thing that we're really excited to share is that this fourth program, where we'll be, giving out 10 more grants and coaching, we're actually adding a new coaching element. So winners will have access to some in-person coaching and mentorship also through your university. So really excited to package both funding support and that coaching and mentorship aspect.
And who's this program open to?
So it is open to female-owned businesses across Canada. So really, that is the criteria. It is really easy to apply for the grant program. You simply go to ifundwomen.com/Visa Canada, and there's a simple application where you put in a little information about your business and provide a video and some information about how you can use the funding, and then your application is in for the program. So very simple to apply. We have applications open right up until October 25th. So, we're actively calling out for all female-owned businesses to apply online now until October 25th.
Now, in the experience of the program in the previous ones, can you give me a kind of a range of what you've seen in terms of businesses and industries that have won these awards?
Yeah, Mario, it really runs the gamut from businesses across the country and across all different sectors. So we do see a lot of retail businesses who are winners. So, for example, we had a company called McGuire Shoes from Montreal who won a grant, and they have really cool shoes made in Canada. Unica Swimwear is another one that won in our last round. But really we see, service-based companies applying, B2B businesses. We don't restrict it. So, we really want to be broad and inclusive about all the different types of businesses who can apply for the program.
All right. Anything else, Sarah, you wanted to mention?
I just wanted to share that Visa Canada has some additional great resources that are available to businesses across Canada. So we have a small business hub, which is at visa.ca/tools. And there you will find educational resources, different offers from merchants who can help, say, get your business online, or find a new tool to digitize your accounting, those sorts of things. So really helpful tools and offers packaged with them. In addition, you can find a link to our savings marketplace, which is called visasavingsEdge.ca, and essentially all small business cards in Canada are eligible to enroll in this program and get additional savings. So Visa Canada super committed to providing tools and resources and programs like the She's Next grant program to really support business in Canada.
All right. Thanks very much, Sarah, for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you again for having me. It's been a pleasure.
All right. That was Sarah Steele, who is Senior Director of Small Business Product for Visa Canada. I'm Mario Toneguzzi, Senior News Editor with Retail Insider. Thanks for joining us today.